I know the picture got you, didn't it? Hi, I'm Amy. Welcome to my kitchen. We're going to be baking French silk pie cookies today. And they're this really rich, dark, fudgy cookie with a silk pie topping. So I have everything broken down here from my dry ingredients to my wet ingredients. And first we're going to incorporate the dry ingredients. This recipe called for Oreo cookies. And I know my son said the same thing. You bought cookies to make cookies. Yep, we're gonna try it out, see if it's worth it. The Oreo cookies that we have, we need to crush them. So we're gonna put them into a food processor and grind them down so that they're more fine. And then we'll add those in with the rest of the dry ingredients. So the crushed Oreos should be crushed fine enough that they're all broken down. To the Oreo cookies, we're gonna add our flour, our dark cocoa, cornstarch, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. And you're just gonna mix that all around. That's gonna be your dry ingredients. The reason that we incorporate dry ingredients separately is so that nothing clumps together, and you can see how dark and rich these cookies are gonna be. The dark cocoa makes for a richer taste. You can use regular cocoa and that would be acceptable also. So now that we have all of our dry ingredients, let's go ahead and mix the wet ingredients. We have 1 stick of butter, brown sugar and white sugar, and we're gonna cream that together first. You want the sugars to start dissolving into the butter. So once they're fully incorporated, you'll see it's got a nice smooth finish to it. And then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. So once that's creamed together, go ahead and add your egg and your vanilla. Once that's creamed together, you're gonna add your dry ingredients. Make sure to scrape down the bowl in order to incorporate everything so that nothing is left dry at the bottom. It's so good. I had to snitch a little. So the batter is not a thin batter. It's very kind of heavy, but it will bake down and make beautiful cookies that are nice and chewy. You're going to take one, like a table-sized scoop, and round them out. Place them on a parchment sheet. And again, we already have our oven preheated. Now that I have them all set to go, I've flattened the tops just a little bit, and then we're gonna put them in the oven. We're gonna set the timer for 9 minutes. Woo, look at these. So they look perfect. What we need to do is take and make a little indentation in each of them. I sprayed the bottom of this cup with just a little bit of cooking spray. That way it won't stick. And we're going to make an indentation so that that pudding can sit in the middle and won't run off the sides. Once you have all of them with the indentations on the top, so while our cookies are cooling, I'm going to use the KitchenAid Mix Master along with the whisk, and we're gonna make that French silk topping that's nice and creamy that's gonna go on top of the cookies. So we're gonna start with some heavy cream, some milk, dry chocolate pudding, powdered sugar, and vanilla. And we have some chocolate left here too, but we're gonna add that in at the very end because this needs to get blended together and get thickened up so it's almost like a frosting. So you can see how that went from just a soupy mixture to more of that creamy, light, fluffy. We're gonna then add in the melted chocolate, and you're gonna want the chocolate pretty warm because you don't want it to seize up once it hits that cool liquid in there. So we're gonna add that in. Look at how good that looks. You know these are just full of chocolate flavors. So I have a pastry bag. You can just take a spoon and dollop in the center for a little bit more decorative look. You can fill up a pastry bag and then pipe it out the bottom to make that nice swirl in it. I'm just gonna cut the bottom tip off and pipe it right into the center, and those sides that we made the indents will hold it there for us. And we're just going to fill each and every one of these. To top it off, like a little decoration, we're gonna put a dollop on each cookie along with some chocolate shavings to give it a decorative look. And you have your French pie silk cookie. They taste as good as they look. They're amazing. They're chewy, and yet they have that creaminess on top. I really enjoyed making these. I'll definitely keep them in my recipe folder. Join me again in the kitchen next time.